Zach, your offensive line is finally getting healthy. Is Xavier Su'a-Filo going to start at either guard spot this week?
We'll keep working through. Like you said, we got a lot of healthy guys. Redmond is going through the concussion protocol right now, but we got plenty of able bodies there to help us.
Does Darius Phillips have the chance to get back in the field at cornerback?
I think he does. This will be the first chance we get a chance to look at him during the week. But he's got an opportunity to return, and it looks encouraging at this point. But we got to see him move around a little bit more.
Coach, how was Brandon in taking criticism and assistance and trying to up his level of play after week one? I mean, obviously he's a pros pro kind of guy, or he wouldn't be in. What was he like after losing the football game and then just trying to bounce back?
Yeah, very accountable. He and I texted after the game, and he was accountable then. He's accountable all week, just like all of our guys are, and we expect him to be. And so again, we expect better play from our offense as a whole this week.
Coach, what do you like about facing the Dolphins? What do you think that you guys do well that gives you a good opportunity to play them at your best?
On offense, or you're just saying as the team, Wayne?
As a team, yeah.
Yeah, as a team, well, we got to be better situationally for sure. We scored points in special teams, almost did it twice. Defense had one turnover, really could have had 3 or 4. And then offensively, we got to do a better job taking care of the ball. And if we do those things in these December games where these are all slugfests, as it comes down to it. So we have to be better situationally there, taking advantage of the opportunities we get to put ourselves in a better position to win.
Thank you.
Zach, any updates on if Joe's had surgery yet?
No update on that yet. No.
Do you know when? I guess you said middle of the week it was going to happen. Do you know exactly when that day is now?
Sometime in the middle of the week. Right in the middle of the week now. So who knows? I don't have any more comment on that.
How do you weigh guys that are coming back, starting to get healthier in the end of a season when you're getting to the tail end of this, long term versus short term? How do you approach that?
Well, we always want to be smart, make sure we're going to be able to get the players best and make certain that they can remain healthy, and we can get the most out of them without compromising, their health. And so again, that's usually done on a case by case basis. And we just got to make sure we make smart decisions with all those guys.
That kind of
played Miami.
You have to kind of in some ways just turn that over to the doctors. And if they say, look, the guy's healthy, he can play, he plays, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, I think that's the main part. As football coaches, we got to get our guys ready to win football games, and we'll use every asset that we can. But there is a point where you have to defer to the trainers and the doctors. And if they're giving you advice that, hey, something could become substantially worse, then you need to pay attention to that.
Zach, when you played Miami last year, they were in a much different position record-wise than they are this year. Could you see them on the improve at that point last year? And then can you also use that as a little bit of a blueprint that within the span of a season, things can flip that quickly?
Absolutely. They've done a great job. And, we did feel last year that it was a good football team that we played down there. This year, obviously, they got a lot of new faces on defense. They've gotten a lot healthier. And a lot of the guys that we played last year were on IR when we played them, and now they're back and they're in good form. And I know that they added some free agents, some draft picks over there on the defense side of the ball. And they're playing really well over there. And the special teams unit's obviously one of the tops in the league. And offensively, they've done a great job finding points when they need to. And so they've won. They've won some blowouts. They've won some pretty dirty games. They've just done a good job with all the things that you expect to do in this league, and it'll be a tough test for us.
I'm
sorry, go ahead, Lap.
You mentioned how different they are defensively in terms of personnel. They pick up Van Noy, they pick up Roberts from New England. Did they run? Was their defense similar to a lot of things you've seen in New England, or is it even more similar this year with those additions than it was last year?
I think they did similar things last year, when they were there. And now they got 2 brand new corners that we didn't see. They had a first-round pick corner that they added to the mix also. Bobby McCain's back there at safety now. So it feels a lot different in terms of the personnel than when you played them last year, but schematically they haven't varied too much. It's similar to what we saw in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, what we saw last year from Miami, what they're doing this year. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They're doing a great job.
Zach, how's it working with Kevin Hogan right now? Is he being kept away from the team, or how's that working right now?
He is, he still needs to see the system up close and personal because you just never know. We've seen what can happen around the league. So he'll be at practice. He'll be wearing the helmet, pretty safe distance away from the rest of the guys. But that way he can hear kind of the way I talk and hear how the system sounds and looks. But at the same time, he stays at his wherever he's at, the hotel, I guess, for most of the day until practice starts. But we got to be smart with positions like that, keeping guys distance from everybody else, and still finding a way for them to get some work done so that they can keep sharpening their skills.
What do you like about him?
He's smart. He's got a lot of experience in this league. Liked him coming out of college. He's done a great job. Just talking to coaches around the league that have had him. He's a good leader. Can handle the offense very quickly. Smart. He's played in games. That experience matters at this level. So again, I don't know him too well personally. I've been around him for a grand total of about 10 minutes, but all the things that you've researched about him are things that you want in your organization.
Coach, what makes Darrin such a good coach? An effective coach, and as a follow-up to that, how does he help you as an assistant head coach?
Yeah, you can't say enough about him, to be honest with you. Attention to detail. I think the standard that he has for that room, he's got a lot of years of experience of knowing exactly what it should look like. And so he gets the most out of those players for sure. He doesn't let one detail go unnoticed, and he's going to make sure his players, play to their fullest abilities. And he's gotten that out of those guys. And in terms of me as the assistant head coach, he's a guy I turn to 20 times a day, to talk about the roster, talk about schedules, talk about how to handle the game, how we're going to win this game on Sunday. I run everything, that I'm thinking through him, and, he's been a great resource for me.
2 minutes, everyone.
You said on Sunday that Brandon would start again this coming week. Can you describe the value of giving the quarterback that knowledge and that confidence that he's going to get to start for a number of weeks? Yeah, we support him, and it's not always easy. And we know that we didn't play well enough around him too. There's things he could have done better, and there's things everybody can do better. But we expect better performance from our team this week. And he's only going to get better as his reps increase, and he gets more reps and with these receivers and what we're doing with the protections. And so again, we expect everybody to play better this week.
Think you'll have a full coaching staff at any point for practice this week?
No.
How's Steve Jackson doing? He's been out for 3 weeks.
Steve is back. Yep.
He's back.
Steve's doing well, and he's back.
Okay, I just want to make sure. He's been out for a while, so I want to make sure he was okay.
Yep.
Do y'all, at this point, do you feel like you guys need a win at some point over the next handful of games before the end of the year to kind of show and validate kind of the work that y'all are putting in, and not only to the staff, but to the locker room and everyone else?
We need to win this week. It's again, that's our only goal every single week is to get that done. And I don't think long term. I just think we need to win this week. We need to do everything we can to do it. Again, to create that momentum. It's a lot of good things come from winning football games, and we just need that to happen.
Last question.
How big of a loss is it to not have Auden Tate?
Auden's one of those guys that you've come to appreciate over my 2 years here. Never complains, is willing to do anything it takes, special teams, offense, run game, pass game, protection. You just know that he's going to be dependable. He's going to make the play when it comes to him. He's just going to do whatever you ask him to do. And so again, that he's been a valuable player for us in a lot of ways. And, so it's tough when you have to put a guy like that on. It's tough to put anybody on IR, but Auden has fought through a lot, and it's just to the point where we got to put him on IR now.